Hello, loves, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the weekly healing circle. It has been a very busy day. I am in the process of emailing readings. So expect, for those who booked readings with me, expect to receive your readings tonight because I've been working all day. There's also 2 new videos that, well, one is going up after this live, so you guys will be able to see it. And the other one already went up, which is specifically a spell for Santísima. So welcome to the weekly healing circle. This is where we basically come together every Monday to just prepare ourselves for the week ahead, and also get some healing, and check in on the messages, check in with spirit, see what's going on, and what we need to focus on, what we need to work on, what's collectively happening this week. Hey Jaguar Bruja, are we doing readings by donation tonight? No, this is the collective reading. That's gonna happen probably on Wednesday, so stay tuned for Wednesday, either Wednesday or tomorrow. I think it's gonna be Wednesday though. But that's when we have the weekly community oracle poll. Talking about community things though, for those who don't know, we're gonna start doing a monthly energy healing, like community energy healing kind of series it's not going to be on the channel, it's going to be through Zoom. So the community energy healing is meant to provide like low cost, affordable energy healing services, because I know that energy healing can be expensive. I mean, granted, channeling energy, like it can be a lot. It can take a toll. But I was communing with my ancestors and my spirits, and that's one of the things that they told me to start working on, which is a community energy healing. So for 1 hour every single month, we're probably gonna do it in the middle of the month, just like based on like the schedule of everything going on right now. We'll probably do it in the middle of the month. So right now is on the 15th of April is when we're going to have our first community energy healing, first of the series, and we're going to be switching up the energy healing modality every week. So for this upcoming one in April, it's going to be 13 octave Lahu Chi. So that way, for those who need that healing as well, they can have access to it. It's by love donation, like a like sliding scale donation, unless you wanted to just do the $25 for it. And the link will be down in the description. If you're on YouTube, if you're on TikTok and you want to come through, it will be linked in my bio. So that's going to be really, really, really amazing. Jara Bruja said, do we have to join Patreon to join? So no, for the community energy healing services, that's going to be, that series it's separate from Patreon, because we're doing it through Zoom. We're not doing it on YouTube. So it's not something that's going to live on the channel. It's something that we're coming together to do some energy healing. So it's more like private when we're doing it through Zoom. So that in itself, you do not need to be a Patreon member to partake in that at all, and it's separate from Patreon as well. So for those who want to join, it's by donation, and it's like sliding scale donation. So for those who want to join, the link will be in my bio for those who are going to want to reserve their spot. We're not going to do like too many people either. It's going to be like small groups, because I don't want it to be like 100 people and then it gets like really overwhelming. So we're going to keep it like small groups, and so it's going to be on a monthly basis. We're going to switch which energy healing modality we're working with every month. So we're starting with 13 octave Lahu Chi. We'll probably do Reiki afterwards, because by Leo season, or maybe we'll do Kemetic Reiki. By Leo season, I want to make sure we do Kemetic Reiki, because I want to do a meditation for Sekhmet for that. Also, every single one of them is going to have a guided meditation. So it's an hour guided meditation and energy healing. And that's just gonna be one of the things that we're working on for this year. So Spirit said you have homework. So that's number one. Yeah, you see, by Leo season we have to do that one. We have to do the Kemetic Reiki. So with that being said, we're going to get started on the weekly healing circle. I hope you guys have been having a very productive week. Mars is currently in Cancer, which is wonderful. Mars is currently in Cancer, so that's a fun time. That's a fun emotional experience. There's definitely a lot being done emotionally and intuitively guided right now. So keep that in mind for the next month or so. There's definitely going to be a little bit more of an intuitive pull towards, you know, especially with your direction and where you want to go. But also the things that you are, you know, just feeling called to do, like you just might intuitively be like, you know what, I kind of want to do this, or you know what, I kind of want to do that, or you know what, like, I really want to change this, or I really want to like address this that way. Like you might just have like a whole entire shift, but it'll happen organically and intuitively. By the way, if you see me looking this way and then that way, so I have TikTok right here and I have YouTube right there. So that's why you see me looking in both directions. With that being said, let's see what is going on collectively for this week. What the spirit needs us to know collectively. What did I say about like the emotions? What did I just say? And then we're getting the Ace of Cups. Like, what did I just say about the emotions? Okay. In preparation for what? Jupiter moving into Taurus, which is going to be very, y'all. Okay, so we need to have a conversation about an additional conversation, because we've already talked about Jupiter and Taurus on the channel, but there's a lot of stuff going on within the United States right now, especially when it comes to water. Okay, why is this conversation important? Because when it comes to the collective energies, Taurus is a sign, because it's an earth sign, it heavily focuses on the things that are happening like to the actual planet. Okay, so climate change and everything that, you know, has been in acceleration through Uranus being in Taurus is only going to be happening a lot quicker. There's certain things that are going to happen during this really powerful Jupiter and Taurus transit that are going to accelerate certain things. And my biggest, I don't want to call it worry, it's more of I already know it's going to happen. It's going to have to do with water. Okay. When it comes to climate change and when it comes to the planet, things that are happening within the physical realm, certain things take years and years to like deteriorate. So when it comes to like climate change, I know there's been a lot going on where it's like, oh, they're forecasting by 2050 something and by that certain things are going to like break down, certain things are going to be, you know, extinct, certain things, like we know this, right? But when it comes to Jupiter being in Taurus, there are certain aspects of the climate change part that is going to be accelerated during this year. And that includes water. Why does it include water? Because water can easily absorb energy, right? It can easily absorb toxins, and it's part of our livelihood, right? We're majority water. Our bodies are majority water. So when it comes to what's happening, right, and the things that are going to transpire, there was a leak of a spill recently, like what was it, yesterday in Philadelphia. One of my predictions, and honestly, it's not really a prediction. I honestly, at this point, I'm just waiting to hear the news for when it's going to happen. One of my predictions is one of the major cities, whether it's California, Texas, like states, whether it's New York, California, or Texas, are going to end up going through a pretty big water crisis, and that's going to end up starting some chaos. And because Uranus is in Taurus, it's going to kind of accelerate the chaos with how we're relating as people, which is going to trigger some changes within the governments, because obviously water is life, and if we're all being exposed to toxic water, it's gonna not only start like a lot of fear and a lot of anxiety and a lot of issues, but it's going to make things collectively more stressful. So what I would recommend for everybody doing is to stock up on water, like water bottles. There's, ways to like get them inexpensively in like a large quantity. Make sure you guys are stocking up on water. I know, like Amber said, I'm in Philly and it sucks. Yeah. When it comes to Philly, Babe was already telling me that there's a lot of people from Philadelphia coming into Jersey to go to the supermarkets, and they've been cleaning out the water, like the stacks of water. So we're going through the water pretty quickly. When I tell you, if you don't have a stash of water, you're doing yourself a really big disservice because of the toxicity that is happening to the planet, to the lands. Okay, like the government wants to focus right now on banning TikTok, but not, providing clean and safe water for people to actually stay alive. Okay, and the places that have been exposed by these toxic chemicals, they're not doing anything. So when I tell you that Jupiter and Taurus is going to accelerate some BS happening collectively when it comes to, what we're consuming every day, and water is something that is in consumption every day. Argue with your mama. You're either taking a shower, you're brushing your teeth, you're drinking water, like you're always constantly drinking. Okay, you're always hydrating. You have to, right? Or you stay dehydrated and you could literally die of dehydration. So it's really, 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 really serious. And I highly recommend, I'm telling y'all, every week, if you guys can, stock up on like a case of water. Do it, because later in the summer, if things are going to get a little bit more critical, and as things continue to progress, when Jupiter's in Taurus is just going to expand some climate change issues, and you'll be able to see like how the lack of taking care of the planet, how it's actually impacting us as a society, and how it's also opening up the path for health issues that could have been avoided had our government been paying attention to the correct things. So I highly recommend just making sure you take some time, set some money aside. If you have some savings, if you can, do a case of water like every week, maybe buy yourself a case of water, that could go a long way. Really set yourself up for, success. Me and Babe started stacking like water since about a year and a half already. So we already have water bottles set just in case something happens. And I'm not trying to be like fear mongering, but it's just, I already intuitively know what's coming ahead, and it's the way stuff is going down. Okay. The way certain things are going down, the way certain things are not getting addressed. I kind of see something happening where like New York City's water gets contaminated. Mind you, New York City is known as the cleanest water in the country. Actually, probably the world, with the standards that New York City has for its water. And if New York City goes through a water crisis, like once it hits Jersey, like if we get into a water crisis, New York City is practically next, because we're very, very close right there. And so the second New York City goes through a water crisis, people are going to be up in arms. I don't even want to think about what it's going to look like, but the pattern is there, and I can see some BS coming a mile away. And I want y'all to think about what happened during COVID, when everybody bum rushed all of the supermarkets and literally were just taking things off the shelves, and it was scary as fuck. Like, please stock up on water now. I don't want to have to be like, I told y'all so later. Please do not make me go on some Capricorn shit later in a couple of months and be like, y'all, I told y'all so. I told y'all to prep. Please don't make me do that, because it's not gonna feel good. Okay, I know as a Capricorn, it's just like, we end up saying it a lot, and it's like an inside joke. But this is one of those things that it feels very life and death when it comes to like water, because water is life. You can't argue with me about that. So we need to make sure that we are stocking up on water, that I don't care if it makes, maybe you have a closet or something that you could put it in. I don't care if it makes your room look a little ugly for you just can't trust what's going to happen. I'd rather y'all be safe and hydrated and glowing than end up being intoxicated by some bullshit that could have been either avoided, addressed, instead of sitting here and putting so much energy into banning TikTok. Because that's the problem, right? That's the problem. How we communicate is the problem, right? Right. Please make sure that you are having a plan. for your water, for your food, getting to canning, okay? Getting to canning foods now, like learn how to can, learn how to like make sure you have certain things stocked up, because it's getting real bad. It's getting real bad. And when I tell you Jupiter and Taurus is just gonna make things way worse. It's gonna, if during 2020 that was Jupiter in Capricorn, okay? And that was an earth sign and that was already impacting our bodies, right? Jupiter and Taurus is going to be really impactful, especially because Uranus is in Taurus as well. So Uranus being the planet that rules chaos and unexpected change, shit can happen out of the blue. Like you could hear it on the news, oh, this thing is contaminated now. Everybody's going to be bum rushing the supermarkets. Please prepare now. Please prepare now. If you live in a space where you have like access to like farm areas, like a farmer's market, and where you can like get local food, that is amazing. Congratulations. I'm so happy for you. Please make sure that you have like a list of resources and that you have a plan, y'all, because not everything in life is about hustling and making money and all this shit. Like we got to stay alive. We got to like, especially our generation with the way boomers are trying to kill us with these stupid laws. And again, let's just ban TikTok. That's the focus, right? That's what's important, right? Please make sure that you have a plan. It's the most Capricorn shit I've ever said, right? Please make sure that you have a plan, because things are going to get a little not fun. A little not fun. So yeah, there's going to be beautiful things that Jupiter and Taurus brings us, but there's also going to be some social issues that will be addressed during this time. So prepare. Okay. That was my, thank you for coming to my TED Talk about that. But that needed to be said because that's a message that's been coming through, a lot, lately in preparation. As we keep getting closer and closer to Jupiter being in Taurus, it's like, yo, shit's gonna hit the fan for some areas, some states. Y'all remember how last week and a couple of weeks I've been mentioning this, but I have this theory that in the United States, there are certain states that are like suicide states where it's like the government won't care enough to address. They won't really do anything about it, and they'll kind of just sacrifice them to whatever, happened. Like, oh, you had an oil spill? You had an oil spill. We're just gonna let your water be contaminated. We're not gonna address it. Like it thinks it's gonna hit the fan until it hits one of the major cities, okay, like New York or California. The second that happens, people are gonna be up in arms because the population is higher. So more people are going to be kind of like uprising in that way. I feel really bad for those smaller communities that are in a space where, they can't, they're just a smaller community that can't really do anything. And their local governments are all like, oh, we're going to give you $1,000 because we poisoned the water. So we're going to give you $1,000. Like, imagine being bought off by the government to just like, here's $1,000 for us poisoning the water that you are drinking from, washing yourself from. Like, y'all, please be careful. I cannot stress it enough. There's too much going on, and these people are not above destroying the whole planet for their own self-interest. So please, 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 please take care of yourselves. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Anyway, the messages for this week, for the collective, what do we need to know? I'm getting attacked by cards. Hold on. Okay. All right. Okay. Oof. Okay. All right. We have quite a bit of messages coming through. The bottom of the deck is the Page of Coins, the Ace of Wands, the Five of Pentacles of Coins, and the Magician. By the way, for those who are going to ask me what deck this is the Miss Cleo. This is the Miss Cleo Tarot. This is like $5 on Amazon. Highly recommend everybody gets it. I actually absolutely love it. But this is the deck. Okay, so before you ask me, That's the deck. So we're getting, that's the bottom of the deck, the Page of Coins, the Ace of Wands, the Five of Coins, and the Magician. So there's definitely certain things, especially if you have been going through something financially. This week, there's definitely a breakthrough that happens with that. There is some relief financially that happens. Certain things that you're working on will be paying off. If you're trying to go for like a promotion right now, especially because Aries season is a really good time to apply for promotions, to really, again, pick things in your journey that you want to work on in the like immediate basis, like certain things that you're like, you know what, I want to try out for this. You know what, I want to go back to school. You know what, I want to go travel. You know what, I think I want to move over here. Like, this is the time where you can kind of try things and have the road be opened up for you. Highly recommend doing a road opening, actually, especially with these two cards right here. There's something that requires a road opening, okay? With the Magician, the Five of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands. Some of you need a road opening. Some of you need to do a road opening ritual, especially if you've been feeling a little bit stagnant financially, or even like, so if something needs to be balanced. There's definitely a balance that's required. Do a road opening. If you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling like, you know, you can't shake off something, do a road opening. Aries season is also the best time to do a road opening, aside from Gemini season and Sagittarius season. So do a road opening, clear the patch, remove any obstacles. It's a great time to set intention for the future, the summertime, where you want to travel to, all of these kind of things that you want to work on, because it is the beginning of the astrological year. Then we are starting off the week with the Ace of Cups. This is the first card that came in. Mars is currently in Cancer, like I said, so emotions are, like, action is going to be very directed by your emotions. There's a great time to do a spiritual bath. Do a spiritual bath before your road opening. Do a spiritual bath. Don't make me say it again. Do a spiritual bath before your road opening. Okay? Make sure you cleanse with the element of water. Work with the element of water. This is also a great time if you have not changed your water offerings to your ancestors and spirits. This is also a great time to do that. If you want to give them a little treat, give them some liqueur, okay, some rum, some something, okay, give them something nice. Water may become expensive during the next couple months, but the liqueur might, stay the same price, so give them a nice little offering. But do start with a spiritual bath. Also start grounding yourself emotionally. Mars being in Cancer is definitely a passionate time to work with your intuition and your emotional energy. There's also a great time for your own spiritual development, for you to actually grow within your spiritual path, and for you to really get better and more grounded at listening to yourself, right? If you decide something, if you made a choice, if you're like, you know what, I want to commit to this, I want to commit to that, you also have to be emotionally connected to it. If your emotions are kind of like, there's a tug and pull there, make sure, again, you do a road opening, clear the way so that you are kind of like in this alignment that actually, can stick. Like, you're able to say, okay, you know what, I'm committing to this. I am emotionally committing to this. I am deciding on this, and this is what I'm actually going to do. Ebb and flow with your emotions as well. There's going to be some, especially when it comes to Mars being in Cancer, working with the moon's energy during this time can also feel like every other day or every 2 day-ish or so. You might be feeling like a different vibe for each time, and that's totally fine, because the moon changes signs every 2.5 days. So you might be feeling like it kind of like you're kind of rolling sometimes, and then sometimes you're feeling very grounded, and then sometimes you're like very emotional. That is totally fine. Go with your own flow, follow your flow, but just make sure that you are using your own spiritual abilities. Do not ignore your intuition during this time. This is not the time for you to be disregarding your intuition, disregarding your messages, especially your dreams. Working with the water element includes your dreams. Don't disregard the messages that you're getting. Don't disregard your feelings. There might be something that happens especially at the beginning of this week, that, you get a gut feeling about, and then you're like, oof. Listen to it. It might not be what you want to hear, but it might be what you need to know. Okay, and that is more important than lying to yourself and not telling you the truth. Then we're getting the Six of Pentacles. There's definitely more of a financial balance that's coming through. this week there is a recalibration, there is some financial balance, there is some breakthroughs that are also happening this week. So if you've been waiting for certain things to come through, like maybe you set intention, you did a ceremony, a ritual, especially under, like, for example, the new moon that just passed, and you just been kind of waiting for it to kind of break through, you will probably see that breakthrough happening this week. We're also getting the Knight of Wands, so there are things shifting. They're going to be shifting quite quickly as well. Certain things, again, require a little bit of time. Not everything works, you know, at the snap of your fingers. But certain things are shifting through this week. You're going to be seeing, again, that balance, especially if you put in the effort to do your spiritual bath, to cleanse yourself, to do that road opening. That definitely is required. There is it's kind of, it's a moment where, because things have balanced themselves out, you're able to continue the road and the path where you're supposed to be going to. So it's a process. It's a process, and it's also you moving into your own progress, you continuing your path and your journey and your own, you know, focus, your own elevation, needing to kind of what's the word that I'm looking for? Needing to make sure that you have like 2 solid grounded feet in the direction that you're actively heading on. Like, don't second guess yourself. Okay, don't second guess yourself. If you are going to commit to something, make sure that that's what you actually want to do. Okay, don't, you know, do something just to do something. Do it because you want to do it. Do it because you love it. You have to feel passionate about what you're doing when working with Aries season, and also the fire element, because it's also the card of Sagittarius. Okay, when working with the fire element, you actually have to feel the fire. You have to feel passionate about what you are doing. If you are not feeling passionate about what you're doing, you're not going to like want to do it. Like, it's not going to feel like, oh my god, I need to do this, this is something that's so in alignment, like I feel like I need to do this, I feel like this is part of my journey. Like, you're not going to feel that way. You're going to end up feeling like, and like, it's gonna feel sloppy. It's gonna feel like, yeah, I think I want to do this, but am I really? I don't know. Like, it's one foot in, one foot out, and that energy is not going to be productive to you actually getting somewhere. So make sure that you're actually like aligned with your fire energies. Make sure that you are, you know, when you're making these decisions, okay, that you are actively committing to them, and that you're like sticking to them, so that you can, again, be productive. We also have the Devil and the 6 of Wands. Okay, why are we getting this one? First of all, y'all know this is Capricorn energy. Fun times, fun times. But when it comes to this energy, it's about commitment. Okay, y'all know I'm a Capricorn, so you know how I'm going to explain this. It is about commitment. It is about commitment. You want the success? Okay, because that's that 6 of Wands. That's the 6 of Wands. You want the success? You have to commit to it. You actually have to put in effort. You actually have to put in the work. You have to put in the time. You have to put in the energy. You cannot expect to just be handed the thing. You have to put in an effort. If you're not going to put the effort in, you're not going to get anywhere. And this is what I mean by, you need to make sure that you love what you're doing right now. Whatever it is that your path is calling you to do, whatever it is that you are, you know, needing to be in alignment to do, you have to feel passionate about it. If you don't, you will not succeed at it. There is no arguing with this. You could probably talk to me during Gemini season. Maybe that's a little bit more flexible to be in and out of, you know, what you want to do. But in Aries season, you have to be passionate and put in an effort to actually get somewhere with what you want to do, and actually co-creation, like within co-creation. Not following that, not being consistent leads to this. For some of you, there's going to be some of you who are like one step in, one step out, who are going to be like, I want to do this, or, you know, I'm thinking about doing this, but then I don't know. And then you kind of like that step in, step out kind of energy, not only leads to ungrounding you, but it ends up not being a really fun feeling. Some of you are going to be kind of working through some not so fun energies. Some of you might be very depressed or feeling in a misalignment, like not feeling like you know your purpose, or you're like not feeling like you know what you want to do, like feeling like there's energy but you're not quite sure how to use it. Like it's a misdirection in a way, like because a part of you is ungrounded, because a part of you it's not necessarily in the best alignment. Again, if you don't start off the damn week with a baño, if y'all don't do a limpia, okay, at the beginning of this week, like when I mean at the beginning of this week, I mean tonight or tomorrow. No, past Tuesday, y'all need to do a spiritual bath. If you don't do this by the end of the week, not only are you going to be feeling heavier, you're also not going to feel as grounded, and you're going to be feeling like really down, really depressed, really like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know, but I kind of want to do something, but then I feel like I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. And then it just turns into a whole other issue. Also, if you're not in therapy, why aren't you in therapy? Make sure that you are in therapy, okay? It not only helps with your own personal empowerment, but it also helps with your spiritual path. So I don't want to hear any, any arguments about it. It's about you actively getting grounded and in that alignment with yourself. There's this kind of versus kind of thing, energy of what's going to happen this week. You're either going to be committed and aligned to your path, or you're going to be very heavily kind of down about not being in your path, or kind of wasting the energy, or not feeling like in alignment with the energy. You have to decide which one you're going with. But this is why this Temperance card is coming up. This is why this like Sagittarius energy is coming up. Sagittarius and Aries energy like rules adventure, rules the journey, rules your path. So when it comes to like this part of the week, especially in the middle of the week, this is when you actually get to decide if you want to go into an adventure, if you want to go on this journey, if you want to make that decision, if you really are passionate about committing to this thing. If you let this water get mucky, okay, if you let it get contaminated, as we have been talking about, you're not going to be really happy with what comes after next. Okay, you're not going to be happy with how that impacts you, with allowing your emotions to then turn sour. It's going to feel like you're kind of in a toxic situation. It's going to feel like you're not necessarily in the best spot, or feeling heavy, or not necessarily grounded. It's just not a productive energy for your own elevation. And this kind of energy might be a little bit tough to break through until, like, especially if you let it be stagnant in this way. By the time you get into Taurus season, the energy will end up turning a little bit more in the toxic Taurus energy. And by that, I mean overconsumption, overeating, overspending, tapping into pleasure in toxic ways, which Taurus very much does. And because Jupiter will move into Taurus very, very soon, it only makes the energy a little bit more not like toxic if you're not, again, grounded yet. Y'all need to make sure y'all have yourself set for this beginning of the year. This is the beginning of the year. If you're not actively working, okay, with it, if you're not actively working with the beginning of the year energy, that includes what? Setting your intentions, right? This is when you want to set your New Year resolutions. This is when you want to take your New Year baths, because this is the astrological New Year. It wasn't Capricorn season. It's literally now. So you have to work with the energy. Don't waste Aries season. Don't waste Aries season, because then Taurus season is going to look like you falling into your pleasure habits that are actually not that great for you, like overeating and overconsumption, overspending. And then while the world is going to shit, you end up getting more depressed. And what is your solution? Overeating, overspending, it makes no sense to fall in that cycle. There is a need to balance and break that cycle. Some of you did not do the work that y'all needed to do during Pisces season, and it is showing. It is showing. It is showing. Do you recommend a standard white bath? I recommend whatever your intuition is telling you to do. Whatever your intuition is telling you to do. Because the thing about like Aries season, and also the thing about spiritual baths, is that, first of all, First of all, sometimes your ancestors will be like, no, you need to add this to it. You need to add that to it. You need to go buy this cauliflower and add that to the bath. Sometimes your ancestors will literally specifically ask you to add things to that bath. So it's not about, oh, what Abby prefers, because Abby might prefer something that works for me right now, but that doesn't mean it's going to work for you in the same way. So y'all need to make that, again, intuitively. Mars is in Cancer. Whatever your actions are, Mars is a planet of action, passion, drive, okay? Your drive, your passion, okay? The things that you are trying to will into this world. In Cancer, which is the sign that rules over nourishment, intuition, okay, emotions, you have to listen to yourself. You have to listen to your intuition. You have to listen to what your truth is. Your truth is just as valid as mine is. If my spirit is telling me add, roses to my bath, then that's what my spirit is telling you. But your spirit could be like, nah, I need some nettles in here. I need some mint. I need something else in here that's actually going to, like, that I'm like energetically gravitating towards. Listen to yourself. Listen to yourself. You are just as wise as anybody else. You know what you need more than I do. Okay, I done dropped the coaster. I keep dropping the coaster. It keeps happening, but I done dropped the coaster. Anyway, you know what you need more than I do. Especially if I'm not actively trying to channel your energy. Follow your intuition. And trust me, I have protections in place for me to not do that, because it's very easy for me to like fall into that kind of energy where I'm just like picking up energies and all of a sudden I'm like channeling, but I don't always like allow myself to tap into that because it can feel very draining. So I keep it on a neutral stance unless I'm actually trying to channel energy. So when I tell you follow your intuition, because your spirit knows what it needs. Your spirit knows what it needs. Archangel Michael, what do we need to know for this week? What do we need to know collectively? What's going on for this week? Okay. Archangel just gave homework. Okay. You see, yeah, every week we have to have this conversation. For those who are new here, who have not been following the weekly healing circle, every week, y'all know that the archangels troll my readings. Okay, what did I just say? What did I just tell you? What does this say? Your inner guidance is true, is real and trustworthy. Listen, the archangels are forever trolling my readings. Like, this is not it, and I'm like every week. Like, if you go and watch all of the past weekly healing circles, is every week I will be just channeling messages for the collective for everybody, and then once I get to Archangel Michael's oracle deck, it's like, oh, and by the way, I am co-signing this message. Your inner guidance is real and trustworthy. Listen to yourself. Listen to yourself. Let us read the prayer, because all of these cards come with a prayer. So we're going to read all of them because some of y'all need these prayers, okay? And the prayer goes, please help me clearly hear, see, feel, and know the divine guidance that I have asked and prayed for. Allow me to keep my ego out of the way so your wisdom can come streaming through me for my own benefit and for those around me. Every week. Love Archangel Michael. Fun times. The next one is ask Archangel Michael to help you within the situation. Okay, that's the next one. And the prayer goes, Archangel Michael, thank you for assisting me with, parentheses, describe the situation. Please help me be filled with faith and peace at all times. Okay, Archangel Michael, y'all. Archangel Michael also said, spend more times outdoors. Okay, which makes sense because, like I said, Aries season, and like that fire energy very much is connected to adventure. That includes like a spiritual adventure, that includes like an actual adventure in the world, in the planet. Aries is also a very active sign. This is like the best time to, you know, start working out, to start working on your body, to like, again, all of those New Year resolutions that y'all was trying to set in January, this is actually the time to set it, because Aries is the one that's going to make you focus on your physical health. So spending more times outdoors, get some sunlight, okay? Spend time, if you have a dog or a pet, go outside, go to the park, chill, spend time outside. There's a great time to reconnect to the sun as well, especially because we are in the spring, right? What happens in the spring? What happens to the plants in the spring? They need the sun to start to grow, to start to like, and you need the vitamin C. Don't play with me. You don't take your vitamin C supplements. I'm just saying. The next one is innocence. Innocence. And the prayer goes, Dear God and angels, thank you for helping me see that all of your qualities of pure love and light are reflected within me and all others. Help me embrace my God-given innocence so that I may be at peace. And that's for those who are still holding on to that thing that they've been needed to release but haven't released and needed to release like last week. Some of you need to really, again, tap into that, very much that inner child, especially with the sun being, you know, exalted in Aries. This is the time to work with your inner child and your ego. This is the time to decide to choose to do what you want to do, and allow yourself to play and choose like a bigger goal, a bigger dream in your life, so you actually get to do what you need to do, what you're meant to be doing, right? Then we have forgive yourself. You've done nothing wrong. Some of you are still in the process of letting go in the past, and this is why we're getting this Ace of Cups energy. If you've wasted time, if you're kind of like been feeling in this, again, this energy, like if you've been stuck on this energy where you're constantly just feeling down and you haven't done your cleansing, you haven't done your baño, you haven't been, you know, actively working on yourself, you actively also need to release and stop beating yourself up so hard. It's your life. You get to decide how you want to spend every second of the day. You make the decision. If you want to have a lazy day, you can have a lazy day. You don't have to beat yourself up about having one. But it's about you not wasting the entirety of your time. Lazy days are not a waste of time. It's you spending your time as you will it. But you do have to will it and feel comfortable about the decisions that you're making. You can't sit here and beat yourself up about choosing something that you wanted to do. Come on now. Get us together. And the prayer goes, I ask that you help me let go of self-blame and forgive myself. Please guide me in releasing any toxic anger or fear towards others. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for allowing me to feel centered and at peace. Okay. And then the next one is the person you're asking about is trustworthy. Okay. And the prayer goes, thank you for helping me have faith so I can open my heart wider in my relationships. I am grateful for your protection, ensuring that only trustworthy people are in my life. This is also very significant because the way Aries season be, it makes you like release relationships. So there's sometimes when we're kind of like checking in and you're like, should I, you know, cut ties or whatnot? If you are feeling like, you know, you're questioning something or you're trying to make up your mind about a relationship or how you're feeling about it, this is also when you need to realize and accept that if certain people weren't meant to be a part of your life, your ancestors and spirits would also remove them a minute ago. I mean, sometimes we choose to keep toxic people in our lives. I'm not saying we don't, but trust and believe some people would have been expeditiously removed like a year ago. Anyway, bottom of the deck is go forward fearlessly. So there is that energy of tapping into the fire element, working with the fire element, not, you know, disregarding, you know, your passion, your drive, your will to live and the things that you want to accomplish. Still making sure that you are actively going after what you want and what you need with purpose, like really making sure you're in alignment with your purpose, and feeling comfortable with that goal and that dream at the end of the day. collectively, what do we need to know collectively? We're getting open your arms to receiving. You've prayed for help, now be open to accepting it. Yeah, there's some breakthroughs that are happening this week. Whether it's financially, whether it's with an opportunity, that's something that came up with the tarot as well. Whether it's financially or whether it's with an opportunity, it's been something that, you know, you've been actively praying for. We have balance, work, rest, and play. It's important for you to have fun along with fulfilling your responsibilities. Okay. This is 1000% facts. Okay. Especially during Aries season, you have to have fun. You still have to like try to have it's springtime. Like, y'all, I want to go berry picking. That's what I want to do, you know, before shit hits the fan. I want to go berry picking. I bought this really cute basket and I want to use it. So I want to go berry picking. I want to go apple. I want to do all of the things. I want to do all the things. It's springtime. Spend time outside. Spend time, you know, play. Allow yourself to play. Allow yourself to do stuff that you haven't, like maybe you wanted to do, but you've been putting yourself off into doing for a while. We're also getting family harmony. Okay. Your loved ones form a strong pillar of support, embrace their love, and put past issues behind you. Some of the ancestor work that you guys have been doing are also going to be paying off as far as the health and healing of the family. There's definitely a lot more balance within the family right now, and when it comes to like different family issues that have been had before and prior, there's certain things that have been more like, it's just been balancing itself out. Whether it's been through time, like time has been like the cooling and calming factor, or whether it's ancestrally, like you putting in the work, and you focusing on healing generational trauma, you focusing on, you know, healing emotional trauma, also tapping into your ancestral gifts, opening up your ancestral gifts. All of these things are definitely have been leading into this like state of family harmony as well, which is nice again for springtime, because then things are feeling like a lot lighter and not, you know, necessarily as heavy. Bottom of the deck is world energy. When I'm telling you that Jupiter and Taurus is straight up like, it's straight up gonna be something else. It's straight up gonna be something else. It's straight up gonna be something else. Whew. Okay, let us pull from the Mother Mary Oracle deck, since Mars is in Cancer. What do we need to know collectively? What is happening collectively? What is happening collectively? Okay. So we have the first card is Be Strong. Okay, and it says, I pull myself up to do what needs to be done. What do you need to do? You need to take a spiritual bath. You need to cleanse the energy. Okay, you need to cleanse the house too. Okay, the beginning of April is coming. Y'all need to prep that floor wash, cleanse the house. Okay, and you know, get the energy set and started. Y'all need to make sure y'all got stuff cleansed, because we can't let the energy grow like stagnant and rampant. Like, it's just not, it's not productive. So it's about you tapping into that strength and doing what you need to do. This is a really great time for self-nourishment. Okay. Self-nourishment, and to really stay in alignment with yourself and your emotions. If you are going through something where you're just kind of like, you're wanting other people to care about you, but you haven't taken the time to care for yourself, I'm gonna need y'all to reevaluate that. I'm gonna need you to reevaluate why you expect other people to care about you, but you haven't put in the work to take care of yourself. Please. Okay. Then we have caring. Heaven cares for me, and I keep my heart open to caring about myself, others, and the world. Part of doing the work is taking care of yourself. One of the things I feel like I've been saying every week is that we're all giant babies, okay? We're all giant babies. That now we're old enough to wipe our own butts, feed ourselves, do all of the things. Like, we are our own babies. We have to take care of ourselves. The second you stop feeding yourself good food, your body starts to deteriorate. The second you stop hydrating yourself, you literally, your vitality starts getting dragged out. You need to take care of yourself, okay? And I'm not saying just in, okay, Abby, I got up, I took a shower, okay? I went to work. I'm talking about feeding yourself the proper foods. I'm talking about taking care of your emotional energy. I'm talking about going to therapy if your mental health needs help. You caring for yourself, it's literally you caring for your well-being. When you're a baby, you're not going to need therapy because you're still processing what the ABCs are. You're going to need food. You need like milk. You need hydration. You need your nutrients. And somebody else is giving that to you. But once you get old enough you are your own responsibility to take care of yourself. So you have to check in with yourself. What do you need? What do you need? What is it that you need? What is it that you want? Because there's also there's a difference between the two. What is it that you want? What is it that you need? You have to take care of yourself. You have to. It's not up for debate. If you don't, your life begins to deteriorate. As we get older, we have like more and more and more things that we kind of add into caring for ourselves, and then we also add caring for others, right? Because we're human. We come into community, we come in together, we work together, we do things together, we do things in relationship and family relationships, friendships, all of these things. So we care for other people as well, but you need to care for yourself first. Like I said, like a million times, when you are on a plane, you are guided to put the mask on yourself first before you put the mask on anybody else. Because if you don't put the mask on you first and you're trying to put it on someone else and then the air starts leaving out, you're going to be sloppily trying to put it on somebody else. You could have just ended 2 lives there. Put it on yourself first. So you're conscious enough. Take care of yourself first so you can be conscious and well enough to take care of something else. It doesn't have to be complicated. We make it complicated. We make things a lot more complicated than they're needed. And we allow things to stay complicated when they don't need to be complicated. They don't. Let me tell you, being a Capricorn is a trick because part of my energies and my rulership is about understanding how to create solutions. Okay. Being a Capricorn, we're born professionals at creating solutions. Like if you go to any Capricorn and you're like, yo, I got this problem. I don't know. I'm thinking about doing da. We're going to be like, okay, but why don't you do this? Or you could do that. Or maybe you could try this. Or have you tried that? Or blah. Why? Because we're cardinal signs. Cardinal signs are action-based, action-oriented. You tell us what the problem is, and we're going to be like, okay, how can we fix it? What is the solution to this? Like, okay, you want to complain, and that's great. We should hold space for complaints. We should definitely hold space for complaints. And honestly, part of therapy is that. It's us getting to vent and complain, right? But then what are we going to do moving forth with the complaints? What are we doing moving forward? Okay, that's when the Capricorn and the cardinal energy gets triggered. It's like, okay, we see the problem. What is the solution? There are some people in this world that like to stay bitching about the problem, but don't want to act to a solution. They'd rather just complain about the issue, and honestly, call it politics. They'd rather just complain about the issues till like the end of time instead of finding a solution. Which is really, really, really frustrating when it comes to, okay, are you someone that's actively growing, actively trying to grow within your life, grow within your practice, grow within your dreams? Are you actually trying to achieve something, or are you trying to always complain about the things that you're not able to have? When do the solutions come? When do the commitments towards something different come? And so part of caring for yourself is creating action around the things that you care about. Part of caring for yourself is creating action towards the things that you care about, towards the things that you want. Like if you have something to complain about, you are caring about that thing. So what are you going to do about it? So if you care about yourself and you're feeling down, you're feeling stagnant, you're feeling all these things, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to sit and complain, or are you going to act on what needs to be done? Open your heart. I allow myself to feel the full range of emotions, especially all the forms of love. Mars and Cancer. Mars and Cancer. It's going to be a lot of emotions. It is. I'm not going to tell you that it isn't. It's going to be a lot of emotions, but there's a way to work with it where you are on top of your emotional energy and you're feeling really like ebbing and flowing within your emotional energy. And there's going to be times where you're going to feel very overwhelmed with your emotional energy. Part of it is keeping the heart space clear and balanced. It requires us to be grounded, to stay in alignment, to stay comfortable with ourselves and our lives. And part of you being comfortable is you caring for yourself. Okay? What do we need to know? Oh, what do we need to know collectively? What is the energies, the collective energies for this week? The trolling. Responsibility and balance. Okay? Responsibility and balance. So part, again, of caring for yourself is that responsibility and balance. This is going to be the last time I say this. Y'all need to take a spiritual bath this week, the beginning of this week, either today or tomorrow. Figure it out. But you need to cleanse your energies. You need to do a road opening. This week requires a road opening, especially because there's a breakthrough that's already coming to pass, but this week requires a road opening. Fertility and renewal. Fertility and renewal. There are certain things that are going to start manifesting in multiplicities. You have to cleanse your energies in order to receive. There's this energy of receptivity, okay? Especially because the energy needs to be on this, joy and love. You need to be having fun during Aries season. Okay, Aries season is a very fun time. It's springtime. Like I said, I want to go berry picking. I want to have fun. I want to do stuff in the springtime. I want to spend time in the sun. I want to go on walks. I want to do all the things. Why? Because it's springtime. What do plants do in spring? They reach for the sun. They're literally growing. You need to be doing things during this period that not only you love, that not only you are loving, that you're enjoying, that you're like, oh my God, I just really want to do this. Oh my God, I would love to do this. Like I also need to go. I need to go back to archery because I gotta get back in my practice, back in my archery practice. But I love archery. It's something I just enjoy doing. So for me, that's something that I'm gonna want to do. Mind you, I already told you, Aries season kind of pushes you to be more physically active because it is a physically active sign. It is the sign of the warrior. What does a warrior do? It goes to war, yeah, but your body has to be ready to go to war. You have to be ready. If you're not ready, you ain't going anywhere. This is what I mean. Take your damn spiritual bath so that, your spirit is ready for this beautiful springtime, because April always feels slightly different than, you know, March does. March, you know, we push through the Piscean energies, right? Even though Saturn is in Pisces and Neptune is in Pisces, but we're still pushing through and navigating the waters, right? But once it starts getting into that middle point of Aries season, there's a heightening energy of like just really wanting to have fun, really wanting to feel renewed. And again, this is the astrological new year, so this is the time where you should be working with this, you know, setting the resolutions, setting the intentions for the year, setting your goal focus for the year. This is literally the time to do the thing that everybody tries to do during Capricorn season, and then it just lasts for so long because y'all don't know how to keep your goals. I said what I said. Y'all can stay mad about it, but I said what I said. It happens every single time, every single year during January. Everybody sets all these resolutions and they don't stick to it. And then come April, come May, come March and April, that's when everybody's like, you know what? I feel like a little bit more motivated. Oh man, I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's the new year. Maybe because it's the new year. This is the time to set short-term intentions for the year. Capricorn season is the time to set long-term intentions for like the next 3 to 5 to 10 years. That is the time to do that. But this is the time to really tap in, sit with yourself. This Mars in Cancer is really going to be activating that clairvoyance and understanding. You needing to really sit with your emotions, be guided by your intuition, allow yourself to, you know, do the work. Okay, allow yourself to do the work. Nurture yourself, take care of yourself, both spiritually and emotionally. Keep going to therapy. Make sure that you are okay. And decide, what is it that you want to do? Where's your heart at? Where is your heart at right now? And what is it that you want to do? How are you going to choose to care for yourself, for your spirit, for this week and for throughout the rest of the year? What are your commitments? What are you going to commit to? What feels right? That is the question. What feels right? Allow yourself to intuitively answer that, because your spirit's going to know what feels right to you. Your spirit's going to know. But it's a combination of you needing to be strong, you needing to sit in your power, you needing to actually, you know, go for the things, go for your dreams, go for the things that you want to do. But it's also about caring for yourself. Caring for yourself means following your dreams. Caring for yourself means not allowing something to pass you by. Caring for yourself means feeding yourself the right things that are going to nurture your spirit. Caring for yourself is, like I said earlier in this damn live, y'all better stock up on water, because shit's going to get critical with the water crisis in major cities. So caring for yourself is making sure you are prepared for whatever is coming. Okay. That was the weekly healing circle. I hope that y'all got all the messages y'all needed to get, because that was a lot. That was definitely a lot. For those who are going to want to replay it, it will be on my YouTube. The link will be in my bio, because it is always available for replay on YouTube. It's just not available for replay on, you know, TikTok, because TikTok is TikTok. But I love y'all so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for doing the thing. I'll probably be posting a spiritual bath recipe on the YouTube channel like probably tomorrow, because woo, that message was very, very clear as far as take the spiritual bath and do the road opening. That's something that is essential. Jawar Bruja said, is rompesar güey? What is the significance of rompesar güey? So, a little bit of a surprise for y'all. I'm gonna be doing an herbal like breakdown. I'm either thinking like once a month we're gonna cover, like do a deep dive on herbs and like roots and things, and how you can use them both spiritually and medicinally, all of the things. Because I want to start having like a just resource list of different like plant medicines on the channel. So that's actually one of the things we're gonna cover. So stay tuned for that video, because we're gonna do the full breakdown then. But I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for all the love and support, for being here. Just, you guys are amazing, and I love you guys. Also, thank you to the Patreon members, the channel members, everybody. I will definitely see you loves in the next video. We have so much stuff coming. Okay, I have so much stuff that I'm working on for you guys. Also, there's a video that just came out. Go watch it. on YouTube. I love you. Bye. Bye, y'all. Have a good night.